Hello, this is Pastor Armstrong. Let me share a verse with you. Proverbs 26:11 says this: As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. In the Bible, there's many word pictures that are very vivid, but I don't think anything more vivid than this one. Most of us who's been around dogs very much have seen a dog that would be sick, it would throw up, it would vomit, and then a few minutes later it would go back and eat that vomit. When it's enough to turn our stomachs and make us almost sick ourselves thinking about it, but a dog will often do that. God in this verse compares a Christian who gets saved out of deep sin. By the way, we all get saved out of deep sin, and sexual immorality or homosexuality or drug addiction or alcoholism, and God saves their soul and transforms their lives and makes them a new person, and they're on the way to heaven. And then they go back to the flesh pots of sin of the world that they were in. Maybe they go back to the barber. Maybe they go back to that sexual immoral relationship, or back to their homosexual relationship, or back to their drug addiction, or back to where God doesn't want them to be, whatever that sin is. And God says in this verse, when a Christian does that, he sees it the same way as we would see a dog going back and eating their own vomit. What a terrible picture it is, and how it must break the heart of God when a Christian goes back to the world and doesn't serve the Lord. By the way, none of us are perfect. None of us serve the Lord perfectly. And so if your life is a picture of this verse, and you've gone back to the world, or maybe you never really came out of the world, and there's some things that God wants you to give up, God is a forgiving God, and He's ready to take you back no matter how deep in sin that you've gone. There's always a road back to God. All you got to do is confess your sin. If we confess our sin, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sin and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Boy, I don't want God to see me as a dog, as a Christian who looks like a dog eating its own vomit. So I pray that if this is the case in your life, that you'll run back to God and ask His forgiveness. God bless you today.